Have you flashed into a tower, Cal?
I'll refrain from answering that.
Okay, he's professional, guys.
No, mostly permaband accounts.
Oh, I'll coach the girls, I promise, guys. I'll do the coaching, they do the pumping. We good. Are we ready to hop in?
We're ready to hop in. Let's get game number 3 of Deepshine versus Lyralia.
Oh, the scouts just running by each other like, hey there, I see you've got a sheep. And she's like, hey, you have one too. Very nice.
How you doing?
How you doing, Mr. Sheep Scout? Very nice.
So,
So,
this is Lipney. It's a little bit of an interesting map, which is actually kind of why I expected Delhi and Abbasid to actually be picked on this map, but just simply because of the amount of berries on this. But we are instead going to having HRE versus HRE versus JD.
look at that production, guys. The man is casting, the man is producing. Is there anything this cow being cannot do? Deepshine is snacking on a few. Oh, never mind. I say that, and Lyralia is running into the equalized amount of sheep. There is a chance for everyone.
So Lipany is a little bit of an interesting one if we have a further zoom out and see how this map is actually. It's dry Arabia. God damn it, Tommy making some behind the scenes joke. Right now, it is pretty much dry Arabia. However, there is a little bit of extra berries per player, which is why Abbasid, Ayyubids, and Delhi is specifically played on this map right now. But there's also a bunch of walls that is super, super good, and I actually think this is not even passable for anyone. So this sacred site is pretty much already guaranteed for Deepshine. And you can now see why a couple of tiny walls here is going to be very, very easy to map control. And what does the Delhi do with her military?
Well, the Delhi needs to be very, very. Oh, the Delhi doesn't exist this game. Remember?
No,
That's
but
very.
you know, Delhi they build walls with military.
Oh, oh. Okay, I missed that one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what does HRE do with their military this game?
Hopefully
Attack.
not much in the first couple of minutes. I feel like, as much as I hate it personally, this is one of the games where it's like, yeah, probably just tower up. Already, like, at this point in the game, just drop a tower and just refrain from interacting with the Jeanne d'Arc at all. Just go to castle and then start spamming knights yourself.
Wait. I think. Do you smell that?
Yep.
That's gonna be. That's gonna be not a 2TC today, I would say, because if you go 2TC on this right now, I think you're gonna have an absolute destruction. She is not switching from gold over to stone, so the reason I point this out is purely because Beastie has recently had this huge discussion about what you do against Jeanne. And he's like, go to TC and do better. But you disagree, Mr. Cal. How does it, what is your opinion there from the bottom of Conqueror 3? Tell us more.
I mean, so yeah, no, I definitely do think that 2TC is a good option, right? The only issue for me is that you're HRE, so 2TC is not exactly the normal thing for you to do, and you know, you could still do it. You have seen some builds creep up now and then that is effectively gathering 350 stone while you're aging up, and then when you've gotten that 350 stone, you actually just back off and then you start gathering the wood for your second TC. Now, instead what we're going to be seeing is Deepshine playing very, very defensive, playing very safe, getting a tower onto the gold already before even first night is out. And that's going to make sure that JD can't do any shenanigans, try to get any villager kills. Just going to go up to Castle Age, and then we'll see what we will see from there. If it's going to be man-at-arms, spears, or knights.
I mean, at least HRE has those early, very chunky units, so Jeanne is not just going to clap right through them. And there is a little space for the knight to go through. The sacred site is not secure just yet.
Yeah.
Well, when I'm playing, even when I play HRE, I love to go for the 2TC build against Jeanne, purely because I feel like HRE's 2TC is so difficult to kill, and you can easily use that 2TC to block off your gold if needed, get that extra food source that you so dearly need, or you just get your arcane basement a little bit safer by surrounding it if you're putting it in the right direction.
Now,
So,
another great detail as well from Deepshine here. There's no mining camp, but there is still gold stone missing from that stone vein, and that is literally just to have that outpost with arrow slits. Remember, HRE gets actually cheaper placements on these towers as well, and now I'm gonna go up with the wall as well here. So this gold, if Deepshine is on it, should not ever lose a villager on it.
the problem is not the gold, not the wood, not that little wall. The fact that she is about to starve to death. There is no more food for her that's safe to get. She's about to run out of sheep. What's she gonna do? The moment you move out of that base, yeah, sure, you're gonna go for the berries, but you're gonna struggle. You're gonna struggle getting those when there's a bunch of knights outside your base, and you have 0 spearmen, and the knights are coming in. Oh, and if they
Ooh.
can get some good damage, oh, that might be one.
Look
That might be one. The Muslim, thank you for the big raid, brother.
Welcome, welcome in, raiders.
So, guys, those villagers, they're thinking about the berries, but they know there are some chunky knight boys with big sticks and very big danger. Oh, cancel it, cancel it,
Cancel
no.
it as well. I'm rooting for both of them. Stop.
Exactly right. You do it, girl. No, you, girl. Yeah, this is conflicting, very. But at least there's enough wood, right? There's not going to be any farms anytime soon. Wait. If she gets the food... Oh, and their sheep have arrived.
So it did get more sheep, and actually here's one of the things that is a really nice detail from Deepshine. Actually made a second prelate to boost up the gold gathering from the gold villagers, because that's not in range of the Aachen Chapel right now.
Are we seeing a semi-fast castle? I call this a medium castle. Do you think this is a medium castle?
I would say this is a medium castle, yeah.
It doesn't look... Ooh.
But the important thing here is Deepshine is sticking with the game plan. That's the important part. Because if you start deviating too much from your game plan, for example, if Deepshine originally did the setup, for example, for Fast Castle here, and slowly but surely started to actually going into some sort of feudal aggression play, you kind of just, for the lack of a better word, you kind of just half-arse both of them, and you kind of just get the worst of both of them, and the French will just roll you over. But instead, we actually have a very good game plan that's being executed by Deepshine here. Just going up to Fast Castle, has the tower, not taking too much damage, did lose that one villager as we saw. But other than that, kind of just chilling.
I mean, I feel like Lyralia is the one here who's unsure about what she needs to do now. It doesn't look like she's comfortable just going for the kill. Ooh, and the Burgrave. Ooh, the Burgrave goes up. I would not have called that at all. Especially with the lack of food, lack of gold right now. This is not something you're going to be able to pump outright. But she probably just wants to get as many units as possible because she doesn't have any production and she needs another villager.
This is another villager as well, so Luce is going further and further behind. So, but yeah, this Burgrave, I think it's an option that you actually can do against the Knight's harassment, because if you have a look at Lyralia here, just now we're finally starting to add archers, and we are the HRE after all, right? We gotta remember that heavy maces is an option, spear is an option, that's something you can pump out pretty quickly, and if you get a couple of spears out, you will be able to start harassing. And look at the details here from Lyralia, raiding 2 places at once, perfect timing there, onto the gold, onto the wood at the same time, and losing 2 vills there.
The thing is, she just keeps coming in and getting those vills. And even though they're 1-1-1 every single time, the problem is it's idle time as well. And now those villagers are just staring at the sheep. They're like, oh, if there was only more, we could all be gathering. But as a village, we shall starve today. But the spearmen are here and they're ready to pump. And this is finally going to allow Deepshine to move away from those sheep and maybe get on a different food source. Now, this is the time you need to probably find a way to get a sustainable source, because there's army coming, and I don't think you're going to be a reaction. Oh, reaction's on point. this was the first time she gets them before they get her, and that is good.
Now,
She knows what to...
what my thought process and my action plan as right now would be: put the spears onto the gold and take the prelate that was out here, move it out, and pick up the relic. Oh, this magnifique, monsieur. Madame, I mean. Shoot.
The question is just, Jeanne, I just don't feel like Lyralia has used the ability of Jeanne as well as she could have yet. I don't know if she has killed all the boars. The boars might be down, but I would have wanted to see her secure the control with Jeanne, because Jeanne is just so strong and feudal as well. And she hasn't really taken any advantage of that with the knights, especially. I feel like the knights came, they did get their experience, but Jeanne hasn't been anywhere close to get something from that. However, Lyralia is still ahead. With Deepshine picking up the first relic, she's not making a huge play for all the relics at the same time, so it doesn't put her that far ahead. But oh, the knights are coming in. Is she going to react quickly?
Needs to get those spears a little bit further forward. Loses one villager though. Can they get one knight for the trouble? Probably not. There is a man-at-arm, and as you said, food has run out. Har started to do a farm transition, but there's no horticulture just yet. Actually going to be choosing to do the relic inside of the outpost on the food, which makes a lot more sense than the gold, because you need to secure up the food right now to actually have consistent villager production, and you have the wood safe, so you just need spears right now.
But you can see the raiding taking a toll on her. Deepshine has been an incredibly strong player in the tournament. And you can see she's idling her TC this game. She is forgetting about idle villagers. And this hasn't happened in any of her other games. However, now she's raiding. Wow. Let's show her what a little HRE can do. Does that have many aces?
I think so, just visually. Yeah, it does have heavy aces. So, could actually take this knight to a certain extent, but one of the things we did see last game that Lyralia didn't do the best of a job at, it was actually moving out and taking these pocket resources, but now we actually do see her doing that perfectly well. So much pressure on them. Deepshine just contained in their own base for now.
There's knights at the back of a base too. I see some yellow at the back of the base, and I just... more idle time. I see the villagers, 5 idle, and you know... So, this is going to be quite difficult for her to defend, because again, her food is running out. There's no universe where she's okay. And Lyralia is slowly starting to look at castle as well.
Yeah, slowly but surely starting to creep up there, right? Has a good mass, so can do it. We have these men-at-arms that's moving out, taking a lot of damage. I feel like you should maybe mix in a couple of spearmen with this and maybe be a little bit more calculated in how you move out, it feels like. But we do have some man-at-arms, and we do have some damage being returned at least.
The problem is those men-at-arms, yes, they're men-at-arms, but they don't have upgrades. There's not enough of them. The Burgrave that we saw is not the Burgrave we needed to win this game. I feel like Lyralia is just in complete control of this game right now. She is dictating the pace. She said she wanted to go castle, but she realized, I would like to buy something with that gold. It's kind of shiny. Floating the food, but definitely putting on the pressure. And I would like, Lyralia, if you're watching this, make more production, make more units, or decide what you want to do. Because right now I can see you kind of decided to go for one thing, and then you were not sure. Oh, I think she's made a decision. Maybe castle.
Maybe castle. Lots of villagers out on the gold here, though. It's a golden and splendid opportunity to go with the Royal Institute. There's 40 knights here. We actually have a ram that's being dropped on the front line as well.
That is going to be a great ram. I believe in the ram, but I believe more in going to castle, getting your upgrades, and then ramming them, because HRE has some really spicy buildings that don't like dying, because emergency repairs are made of nightmares. But both of them need upgrades. I am very sad about those economic upgrades, but oh, the knights are just not slowing down. Now, last game we saw her wall. This game, she hasn't been putting the same effort into walling, and it is actually showing quite a lot. Oh, Jeanne snacking on some experience. She snacks on another one. 12 experience. Every single time.
Yeah. This is one of the problems, right? It's one of the things that the HRE, and we saw especially Fitzy here, actually do this to actually get pretty damn high ranked on the ladder. It was actually just doing this burger play. It was just spamming units and just doing small, tiny raids just perfectly like what Deepshine is doing right now. But the issue is you're playing against Jeanne d'Arc, and Jeanne d'Arc is feeding off of that. Look at the XP bar right now. Super, super close to level 6. Or, sorry, level 6. Level 3, my bad. I was thinking about getting her ultimate, but that's League. League caster brains kicking in. We'll have to see, right?
The problem is she's sending these raids, but they're not... They're sent, right? But they're not getting villagers. You don't clump the group up as 5 men-at-arms. You take 2, you put them on the one food source. You take another 2, you put them on another food source. You cannot compete with Jeanne. If you're going to give feeder experience, go for it, but be careful about it. Don't give her 5 men-at-arms at the same time. Look at that split screen. Those men-at-arms are just feeding her, and she is about to summon her men, who is going to help take this down.
Yeah, and we have more in the back as well, right? There's just more raids, there's more action, there's just everywhere now. Level 3 is basically coming in as well now very, very shortly. And when that happens, I feel like there's not a lot that Deepshine can actually be doing as well right now. If you have a look at the villager count, it's not looking too hot. I'm getting pretty concerned now for Deepshine's position.
She is slowly but surely just falling more behind. The food has run out. Those are farms she's on. And Lyralia, oh, here we go again, me and her name. They are just, oh, she's just ready to go and get the kill. There are 2 rams ready for this fight. She's killing units left and right. Deepshine just doesn't have the competition to take this down right now. Now, what I would do if I was Lyralia, I would go and shut down that gold. It's a very easy target. Quickly snack in and out. Make sure that your archers are there. Just snipe them down. Get the tower down with your rams. Back off. Try to see what is her weakest point right now. And if she used... Oh, she's raiding at the back as this is happening. And this is exactly what we said yesterday. You have to keep raiding at all sides. If you attack at 2 sides, people fall apart. The men-at-arms want to go forward. They want to go backwards. They don't know where to go.
They're just super confused as to what they want to do now. Rams as well getting in on the action, taking down the tower as well. Now men-at-arms getting in on some action, but they're so split right now as to what they want to do. They need to defend the back here as well. And look at this, a mangonel coming in, but that's not going to be enough considering there's 23 knights on the field and they're not even castle age.
I mean, knights are not that squishy when it comes to a mangonel. Mangonels barely do any damage. Those archers, they might fear it a little bit. Big rocks, but if you're a knight, that will just bounce off the front of your head. So, this poor knight... Oh, this poor mangonel's gonna try, but I think those knights are just gonna run right in and snipe. They don't even care about the men-at-arms. They're like heavy maces. Let me show you what our maces do.
Level 3 units, or sorry, the man-at-arms coming in as well. The Jeanne champion Mangonel is gonna get a shot off, but it basically does no damage here, though. It's gonna be getting it targeted down by those knights on the back here, and Sire will even get a second shot off. It does, it even hits their own TC. But now...
Disrespect.
It's pretty brutal. It was such a good trade. 2 units going down, and well, Deepshine still not giving up, still having those raids in the back that's coming through, getting some villager kills here in the back, but it's not going to be enough Lyria right now. Out of gold for the time being, so needs to move on to a second gold vein. Is going to be spotted as well by that scout that Deepshine has had idle there for the entire time, just knowing exactly what Lyria is up to.
And now, I mean, you know the rule. The reason she cannot finish this game yet is because she doesn't have that 3rd ram. We need 3 rams. If you have 3 rams, you can kill your opponent. Make that 3rd... Oh, she says, actually, I'm just gonna go fight this again from 2 sides. If I'm on 2 sides, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? And they go down. More villagers dying left, right. This is a bloodbath. It's disgusting. And the rams are gonna go start hitting away at the TC, but it's gonna be a slow kill. I feel like Deepshine's gonna tap out before those rams get anything done.
Sprinkle emplacement is through though with a relic inside of it. So he is able to do some damage, but it's just on the wrong side of what the fight is happening at right now. But finally we do see some spearmen being mixed in, but I think it's a little bit too late. Rams attacking the TC. Emergency repairs is available, but there's no units at all to defend this.
And I just want to point out, wait, Twitch chat coach Mia, Lyralia. Lyralia. She is representing France quite well today. She played French. She played Jeanne d'Arc. She is representing her nationality here today. As a Chad lady with those beautiful plays, we are proud of her. Jeanne d'Arc taking a very clean W.